So I recently bought 100 copies of the same game, and let me tell you why. Here's another two that I have. It is Tetris for the Game Boy. This is the Japanese version. And yeah, they look exactly the same, but there is actually a big difference. One of them is the first version of Tetris. There's a soundtrack that I'm sure you're all familiar with. It sounds like this. But that was not actually the first soundtrack for Tetris. The first soundtrack for Tetris sounded like this. Kind of creepy. Yeah, I'm sure a lot of you from my channel already know, but it's called the Minuet version of Tetris. There was only a few thousand of them that were released like that, and actually I have a couple of boxed ones here. This is the size of the regular games in Japan for the Game Boy, as you can see. Nice cute little box, not too much bigger than a Game Boy Advance SP. But then there was also this, which is the true sort of first version of Tetris. And what's really cool about this is it came with a link cable, which is quite an obscure thing for a Game Boy game to come with. All of the ones that come in this bigger box are the first version of Tetris. So yeah, I don't know what exactly happened and why they changed it, but it's probably a good thing that they did because it's a very recognizable sound. But the difference is the value as well. One of them is worth about $50 to $100, and the other one is worth $2, $3, $4. I mean, I saw them in Japan for very, very cheap. They're a few dollars. If all of these turn out to just be the regular version, then I have 100 copies of a game worth $2 or $3, which at least means I've made my money back, or I've probably lost money by the time I go to ship everything, which is fantastic. But if any of them are the Minuet version, then I have struck gold. So let us begin on the adventure of wading through 100 copies of the same game for the Game Boy. Is anybody gonna watch this video? Okay, what's slightly concerning is that there is broken pieces of Game Boy game in the box, which is probably not a good sign, but yeah, it's all very fragile. In fact, here's something that's interesting. This is from Book Off. You can see this game here costs 250 yen, which is like, I think like $1.80, maybe, something like that. So if all of these are worth 250 yen and they have 100 of them, then that's 25,000 yen, which is like 180, maybe $200. So I would have lost half my money. So I'm really excited to see how badly this has gone. So before we look at all of the new ones, let me show you these ones quickly. These are my two from earlier. And let me just show you the quick differences that we're going to be looking out for. So the one that's going to be really hard to do with the lighting that is in here, and I've tried to adjust it, but can you see the numbers there? This one says 00, and then there's a letter A. It is quite tricky to see, but thankfully there is a slightly easier way. And then can you see that this one says just 23? I don't know how well that is going to show up on the camera, but one says 23 and one says 00A, and I don't know if you can see that, but hopefully you can. The one that does not have a letter, it might not be 23, it could be a different number. The one that does not have a letter is the Minuet version. But this one is in not great condition. But if we just, for example, take a look at this one from the new pile, this is in beautiful condition. So if this one turned out to be Minuet, great. The other telltale sign is the top of the spire of this Russian building, which is very iconic, which I believe is not the Eiffel Tower. The telltale sign is that the spire is in between the two L's on the Minuet version. Can you see there? Excuse my motorbike nails, I've been working on my bike recently. A-L-L, the spire is in between the two L's, and then this one is just A-L-L, and the spire is at the end. So this one, not Minuet, this one, Minuet. Not very much money, lots of money. Nobody wants it, everybody wants it. You get the idea. No. 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 Definitely not. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 copies of Tetris, none of them are Minuet. And what's even worse is this one in really bad yellow condition has a sticker on it that says 100 yen, which is just even more terrifying because that's not even $1. If you're wondering where I got all of these from, it's from a website called Sendico. It's basically like a website that allows you to buy stuff from Japanese websites and stuff. I'll leave a link to them if you want to check it out. No, 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 definitely not, no. And if you're wondering what these ones are with all of the text, it's just an even newer revision, so it's even further away. But this one is in really nice condition, and you can see the number really clearly there, 22A. And let me just remind you, we are looking for one that is going to look a bit more like that, which says 23. So yeah, not good. No, 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 no. No. Another reminder of how much money we're losing. This one is covered, so it's good. It's a bit of hope. Brilliant. There's the letter A. No. 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 Right, next pile, here we go. Oh dear. Oh dear. Oh dear. Oh dear. Oh dear. Definitely not. Oh dear. Oh dear. This is where some of the plastic has come from. Oh dear. It's not that. It's not that at all. Oh dear. Uh-oh. Oh no. I regret this. This was a bad decision. I'm losing so much money. What has happened to this one? At least this one's interesting, and I haven't seen a 05A. Maybe I have this all wrong. Let's plug this in. No, that's not the sound we wanted to hear. Okay, let's carry on. This is not good. This is also not good. This one is even worse. And don't even get me started. That's not good. That's even worse. That's terrible. I don't like it. Where's my mum? I don't know who I am. Where am I? I'm lost. I'm giving up. I'm definitely giving up. No. Oh dear. Oh no. I regret this so much. This was a terrible, terrible idea. Is there any hope? Has something happened here? Like, this is really quite strange. Maybe the seller has already done what I've done, and they've tried to find all the Minuet copies in the world, and then they're selling all of their ones off, and then they didn't disclose that there was absolutely no chance of being a Minuet version in it, and then a nerd like me bought them all thinking that there could be just at least one and it could be interesting for the video, and I could have just planted one at least in there, which would have made it interesting for the video, but that would have been dishonest. Whoa, that one's actually kind of cool though. Look at that. It's like faded somehow. This can't be happening. This seriously can't be happening. How is this possible? We're literally down to this many left. Come on. Come on. What am I going to do with all of these? Does anybody want a copy of Tetris?